Hey guys, welcome back to Chaos Core Tech. My name's Garrett, and today we're going to be making Reptar from Rugrats. Let's get started. Okay, so I modeled Reptar in ZBrush. I actually did this completely during a live stream one night. I stream every Tuesday over on my Twitch channel. I will put a link in the description if you want to pop over there. I actually usually take votes from people that are watching. We create a straw poll and everyone kind of throws out suggestions and we vote on what we want to create. And for this one, T-Rex got thrown out as a suggestion, and then Chelsea was like, oh, we should just do Reptar from Rugrats. So this one was actually Chelsea's suggestion. And then from there, I opened up ZBrush, and I pretty much sculpted the entire thing from a sphere. I just started elongating it, pulling out the tail, pulling out the limbs, and kind of sculpting them into place. And Reptar actually isn't that difficult of a shape. Most of the detail comes in his face. First step was to cut out the mouth because you gotta have the iconic open Reptar mouth. Then you gotta fill that with teeth, make sure the eyes are the right shape. So this whole model was pretty much just sculpting a sphere. There wasn't really any fancy techniques used, just a lot of pushing and pulling with the move tool and a little bit of the clay buildup tool here and there. And this was one of the rare occasions I was actually able to get the whole model done during a stream, so it probably took roughly 2 hours to create this thing. And then we sent it over to the Moai. This is actually my second ever print, aside from like the test Moai heads. But for the channel's second print that we did on the Moai. First was Jerry, and then we did Reptar. And at this point, I still hadn't quite figured out how to put supports on there properly, or effectively, I guess, would be a better term. So the print actually came out pretty good, but there was a lot of extra support on there, and the orientation probably wasn't good. So there were a lot of divots from where I pulled off the supports, and Chelsea had to do quite a bit of filling just to make sure it didn't have any scars from the supports. But aside from that, this thing printed beautifully. It's super smooth, and I still think it was less work than Chelsea would normally have to do sanding to get rid of the print lines on an FDM print. And of course the Moai did an amazing job on this one. Stuck to the bed flawlessly, didn't have any print failures, and overall just came out amazingly. This is another one of those models, kind of like Chomper, where it's got the inside of the mouth and all those teeth. It would be very, very difficult to print something like this on an FDM printer and have it come out anywhere close to decent. So let's go to the footage of me taking Reptar off of the printer, and then I'll do a little showcase of the printed piece so you can see what that looked like. So I think that looks absolutely amazing, and it's just crazy how much of a difference it is between FDM, because this was actually printed at a 0.1 millimeter layer height, and that's the same thing that I print most of these on FDM printers with, but it is noticeably different. And I will try to get as good of a picture as I can of Reptar here, because there was a spot that you could sort of start to see the layer lines, but they are extremely subtle and you can barely even feel them. You pretty much have to know they're there to notice them at all. Whereas if I were to have printed this on FDM, those layer lines would have been much more pronounced. So it's time to send this over to Chelsea. She's going to do all of her magic, do some sanding and filling just to make sure it's ready, and then get this thing painted. Alright guys, well here you have it. This is Reptar. And of course this is from Rugrats. Rugrats was a huge part of my childhood. I remember seeing the first Rugrats movie. I had the VHS tape, yeah, it was that long ago. But I used to carry it around, and I probably watched that movie hundreds of times when I was little. And of course I watched the show like every day. So this was a huge nostalgia trip for me. I absolutely love it, and I think Tommy would like it. Alright guys, well let me know what you think of this down in the comments. I've got a lot more stuff from the Moai coming up. We've got a lot of prints that are just in various stages of being done, and I've got a lot more models ready to go up on that thing as well. I'm really excited about the possibilities that the Moai gives us that we didn't have before. So if you guys want to check out the Moai, I will put links down below. One to my first impressions video where I kind of show off some of the models and things that I've done with it so far. Two, I will put some links to the actual product page for the Moai. Alright guys, well that's it for me. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and get subscribed below if you aren't already. And then thank you for watching, and until next time, keep creating.